If you're on a diet and you're trying to lose some weight, but you still want to have a drink every now and then, whether it's at a party or you're at a restaurant and you want something to accompany your meal, beer is one of those things that has a lot of carbs, a lot of calories. However, there are options now. We live in an age of low carb, light beers that won't make you feel bloated after you have one or two or a few, depending on how crazy the event goes. I'm making this list because I want to give you guys my top 5 beers. 2 honorable mentions. Bud Light Zero. It's not very good. It just tastes like sparkling water. However, it is the only beer that I'm aware of that has 0 grams of carbs. So if you're on something like keto, in terms of macros, it's the best one. Not the best tasting, but it is an option. Another one is Natural Light. It has 3.2 grams of carbs. It's not my favorite, however, if it's the only thing available, it will do just fine. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's begin the list. Number 5, we have Modelo Oro. The reason why I chose this one is because Modelo is a very popular beer. If I'm not mistaken, it, along with Corona, have risen to the top within the past year and a half. So it's very good to see that they came out with a low carb light option. The only drawback to this one is that it has a light flavor, doesn't really taste like anything. Number 4, we have Corona Premier. This one is honestly almost a 1-to-1 replica of Corona, except you're not going to feel bloated the next day because a normal Corona has 12 grams of carbs. This one only has 2.6. The first time I tried it, I wasn't super crazy about it, but now that I'm on a diet, I can honestly say that it tasted much better than I remember. I had it a few days ago, and that beer particularly is what inspired me to make this video. Number 3, we have Miller Lite. This one is classic. This was light beer before light beer became a thing. It only has 3.2 grams of carbs. And honestly, out of all the options on this list, it is the most mainstream one in the sense that if you drink it, people around you aren't going to think you're pretentious. Now, you shouldn't really care what other people think. However, if you do, Miller Lite is the one that's going to give you the least amount of eyebrows. It's the most manly beer on this list. And honestly, the taste is really good. Out of all the ones here, it's the one that tastes the most like beer, and it's the least watered down. Number 2, we have Yingling Flight, and the reason why I chose this one, it's brand new. It really hasn't gone as popular as it should be, in my opinion. I haven't really seen it in any bars. The only place I've been able to get it thus far in Miami has been at the Publix or any other sort of grocery store that carries beers. This one is really good. It has a nice strong flavor without being too strong, and the macros on this one are great. Number 1, we have Michelob Ultra Light. I will say the reason why I chose this one, it's more sentimental more than anything else, but it's also the fact that out of all the light beers, this is the one that's most available. The thing that I like about it the most is that it goes down really smoothly. If you're somebody who wants to go out and have fun, this is going to be the beer that you're just going to be able to find by far and away. With all 5 of these beers, you're going to have a great time regardless. So even if you're not on a diet, I think that light beers are better just because A, you won't feel bloated the next day, B, they have less calories, and that also goes into the bloating, and C, they almost taste like regular beer. Some, like Miller Lite, taste bar for bar like normal beer that have way more calories and way more carbs.